It's important to have a sex abuse attorney to represent you in your case, whether you're an adult who was sexually abused as a child or the family of a child who was sexually abused. The reason it's important is to help navigate through the legal system. What we do is file civil lawsuits, typically against these institutions that are negligent in enabling the abuse to take place in the first place. Oftentimes, there may be a criminal prosecution for which we are not prosecuting, but can provide advice to the victims to assist them in that process. But the reason it's so important to have a lawyer who's experienced in these types of cases is because they are different. They're unique in many aspects. One of the most unique things and important things about these cases is that victims will often be uncomfortable and unsure as to whether or not they should even talk about what happened to them. It's our job to give you a voice, to allow you to express what happened and to tell your story. We do that by first empowering you, helping you find your voice through the legal system. At the same time, it's important to remember that the very nature of telling your story is often a trigger for the trauma itself. Many victims have suffered this trauma, will feel that every time they talk about the story, it's a reminder, and it makes them feel some of the horrible things they felt when the abuse was taking place. The other important thing for having a sex abuse attorney is that we understand that the nature of childhood sexual abuse is that of a compliant victim, meaning that as a child, a victim is often compliant with the abuse. They can't consent, they're a child. But because the child has been groomed and coerced into participating in the sexual abuse, the child feels as though they have done something wrong, which it makes it very difficult to talk about. It's embarrassing, and they may not even understand how they have been victimized by the predator. Knowing this, we are able to help victims tell their stories without feeling guilt, without judgment, which I think is very important in the healing process, because we know the child, the victim, you have done nothing wrong.